Hi everyone, Michael Elliott, President of Amherst College here at Between Two Mammoths. Thrilled to be here in Johnson Chapel today with Claire Roesch, class of 2008, better known as ACE. ACE, you are back on campus, and we're thrilled to have you here because you were just addressing over 100 sophomores about the value of the liberal arts for their future careers and work in the professions. Now, as an alum, you've answered the call from Amherst many times. You're on the Alumni Executive Committee, you played a role in the mascot process. What made you pick up the phone and answer the call this time when Amherst reached out and said, could you help with this?
First, let me say what an incredible thing it is that the college is doing to bring a space to sophomores to think about not just their careers, but what makes them tick. What are their strengths? What are they interested in? Long before the call of gainful employment needs to happen for most people by the time they're a senior. I think the liberal arts, when I was at Amherst, as it always has been, as it should be, was sort of fiercely adhered to as the experience, and we are now thinking about it more as a critical enabler of careers and being open about that. That's hugely powerful for our students as they think about entering today's economy and the future economy.
Can you share just a couple of things that you told the sophomores about why the liberal arts really will be valuable to them after they graduate from Amherst?
The things we talked about were clarity and concision of expression, creativity, leadership and teaming, and everyone's favorite, critical thinking, right? And how those four things, particularly at a small liberal arts college like Amherst, really serve to form the full picture of who you are and what you can do in your life beyond just a job or a career, right? It's important for civic engagement, right? It's important for how you show up in the world if you disagree with someone, right? How you look at things in the world. We are confronted with so much information, constantly, data. What is your perspective on that? And how are you being trained as a critical thinker? I think that is, it's always been important, but it is of the utmost importance now.
You work in workforce development, and we're doing that when the pandemic hit in 2020. Tell me a little bit about what that pandemic meant for you personally and how it changed the work that you do.
For me, it meant that we had to think about our work and workforce strategies in a way that we had never been challenged to think about it. It meant really creating on the spot a perspective that we could share and frankly really help our clients who are in crisis think about what this means for human experience, what it means, what human experience means in the context of remote work. And then as the pandemic went on, what were the implications for bringing people back? And that wasn't just from a science perspective, right? We had amazing medical professionals at Deloitte who were guiding us through that. But similarly, expectations had changed. And by the way, expectations still have changed, and we're still working through that, not only for knowledge workers, but now I actually spend a lot of time on the factory floor as well, because everyone has taken a beat and reconceived not only what work means, but what life means, and what it means to bring your entire self into the picture.
What are some of the things you're hearing from people across different industries about what AI will mean for the future of work, and what kind of questions you're wrestling with as you think about it?
The piece that I think we're not talking enough about is the thing that Amherst actually invited me to talk about, which brings me just incredible joy, which is that, like this steam engine effect, right? Every time in history that we have seen a major innovation, there has been fear of this massive job loss. Acknowledging it will happen, but also how can we think about how we're actually creating opportunity around that, right? New jobs will be created, right? What are those jobs, and how do we create not only jobs that are, productive for companies, but fulfilling for people? How do we think about, as we aim as a country specifically and globally, as we think about repairing society, how can certain jobs actually serve as an accelerator for that work, right? Work and purpose is at the heart of so much what we do, right? And it needs to be cared for with that lens, not just as a means to an end in terms of earning dollars and cents.
Well, I love that formulation of work and purpose, because a college is a place where one forms a sense of purpose. Well, I'm glad you keep coming back. We're always thrilled to have you in Western Massachusetts and at Amherst College. And again, just are so grateful to have you here on campus. Thanks for being part of Between Two Mammoths.
Delighted to be here. It's really an honor and a privilege.